trying to force me meeting this
I'm
bitch.
not
I don't have
forcing
to
you.
meet her.
Hey,
I won't do another thing. Call that immature.
all right.
Take care of that stupid ass yourself.
Okay.
Lucky I'm doing this much. That's the blessing.
The blessing is to be able to have understanding, forgiveness in your heart.
We
You
have
done
it.
that.
I have forgiven you. Otherwise, I would be on with my life happy as hell.
I didn't come here for this.
But I'm just letting
I'm
you
just
know.
telling you what the young lady said.
And I'm relaying back.
The streets of Atlanta were alive as the newest dispute started to develop. Jock had always lived with drama, but this time it was more explosive and personal. It all started when Jock discovered something that blew his head. He had always been on top of things and had been cautious with his money, but he was astonished to hear that his girlfriend, Kendra, had gone too far. A fireball was ready to be kindled by young Joe, the seasoned rapper and reality personality who is known for his easygoing approach. And weeks would pass before everyone on the planet would find out. Jock initially assumed it was a simple error, maybe a technical malfunction, or a math blunder when he discovered some disparities in his accounts. But, as the numbers mounted, he observed that the transactions were too regular and deliberate. When Jock realized that someone close to him was violating his trust, he took matters into his own hands. Jock was a man who loved his reputation and his solitude. Mental calmness. Jock paid a private investigator to investigate the problem. The investigator rapidly compiled the necessary data to expose the truth. What Jock had discovered was frightening, but the video was considerably more incriminating. Kendra, who had been living with him and had access to his money, was plainly observed in the film moving substantial quantities of money from his account into her own. Kendra was the woman Jock had trusted and thought was on his side, so this betrayal was unlike anything he had ever encountered. Side was collecting money from him without authorization. Though devastated, Jock wasn't surprised because he knew he had to face Kendra and the world and couldn't keep this to himself. After getting the video, he made the choice to release it all. Jock readied himself for the storm that was coming as the day of reckoning approached. He had no idea how Kendra would respond, but he knew she wouldn't take it lightly. The fans, family, and everyone else involved were astonished, and he was unprepared for the mayhem that would unfold. When the film leaked online and the camera focused on Kendra collecting the money without hesitation, everyone gasped. This was planned thievery, not an accident. Kendra's entire world turned when she saw the video. She had imagined that she and Jockey had a close enough link to keep secrets from each other. But the fact was quite different, and Jockey felt betrayed. Evident. It was time for Kendra to experience this in its entirety. Ramifications of her behavior furious and humiliated. Kendra was astonished that the Jock would do this to her, and the pain of betrayal hurt more than the actual thievery. She never anticipated he would divulge their personal concerns to the public. How could he reveal her like this? Did he not appreciate their relationship?
I see that this DM is in vanish mode. Talking about you fine.
How did you even see that? Did you go through my phone?
So I did. I can go to his page and see when he was in Atlanta and when he was hitting you.
You can never break me. Ever. I'm trying to get some money.
You.
No, you.
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 I'm done with you. You're dead to me. Divorce.
Get the papers. I'm gonna take the high road like I should have done a long time ago.
With her face hot and her eyes flaming, Kendra wasted no time in exacting revenge, barging into the Jock's studio. The tempest of emotions inside her was going to blast forth, and she was enraged. As she went into the room, she yelled in a loud, toxic voice, "How dare you put me on blast like that? Do you truly feel you can play me like this?" The Jock had already readied himself for this moment and stood there serene but resolute. The Kendra. You gave me no choice but to do this, even if I didn't want to. You have been stealing from me and I can't allow it to continue. Kendra's expression is distorted in disbelief. Kendra's wrath was apparent in her voice. She was outraged, ashamed, and incensed that Jock had made their personal issue a topic of public conversation. However, Jock was not going to back down because her acts carried too much weight to be dismissed. "Joss, you're behaving as though I took from you." How long have we been together? This is us. You're going to treat me like a street criminal now. You have been deceiving me for months, and since you refused to be honest with me, I had to tell you the truth. Kendra, you have lied to me. You have stolen money that wasn't yours, and now it's over. Jock spoke in a composed yet forceful tone. All the world is aware of what you did. Kendra marched over to him and pointed a finger in his face after becoming so furious. After everything we've been through together, you're going to sit here and lecture me about honesty, rising with every syllable. I've been embarrassed by you. You believe that this kind of exposure will make things right. The air was permeated by Jock's statements, which were as intense as 1,000 accusations. Jock refused to let her take charge of the relationship which was founded on treachery, trust, and respect. The choice was yours, a fool for oneself. He replied, You thought you could get away with it, thought I wouldn't catch on, but I did, and now you have to own up to what you've done, as Kendra's tone grew more emphatic. Kendra's eyes were full of wrath and horror, and she couldn't grasp Jockey's coldness and willingness to reveal the world her faults. Her emotions were all over the place, and she felt as though this was a personal attack that she had never anticipated. She had betrayed him, certainly, but not in the way she had expected, she had assumed. Shame Jay glanced down at her for a long time without saying anything. Kendra, you didn't aid us. You must now deal with the penalties for what you stole from us. She marched back and forth with her hands locked into fists. Jock, do you actually believe I intended to injure you? Is it your view that I stole for fun? You turned everything against me, even though I was working to help you and us. This is how you threw me to the wolves. The atmosphere in the room was strong, and Kendra's guilt that she had gone too far was as substantial as her fury. But Jock had made the effort to make sure she knew about it. Her actions had far-reaching ramifications, and the impact was genuine. Even though the walls were closing in, Kendrick could sense that she was holding in her fury. Now that the meeting had reached a headlock, there was no going back from the reality. Knowing that this moment would impact everything, he remained faithful. He was sure that Kendra had betrayed him, but he wasn't sure if their relationship would survive the injury.
Or nothing. What good do you feel can come out of that?
I got grown kids,
Okay.
so it's very important.
It's not gonna happen.
That.
It's not gonna happen.
Hey.
You got him. Adam. Okay. Bitch, wait.
You know,
You're trying to force me meeting this bitch. I don't have to meet her. I won't do another mother thing. Call that immature.
All right.
Take care of that stupid ass yourself.
Okay.
Lucky I'm doing this much. That's the blessing.
The blessing is to be able to have understanding, forgiveness in your heart.
We have it. I have forgiven you. Otherwise, I would be on with my life happy as hell.
I didn't come here for this.
But I'm just letting
I'm
you
just
know.
telling you what the young lady said.
And I'm relaying back.
As the current controversy began to take shape, Atlanta's streets were packed with activity. Jock's life was filled with drama as always, but it was more intense and intimate this time. It all started when Jock discovered something that blew his mind. He had always been on top of things and had been cautious with his money, but he had not foreseen one thing. His girlfriend, Kendra, had gone too far. And now everything was going to erupt. A fireball was ready to be kindled by young Joe, the seasoned rapper and reality personality who is known for his easygoing approach. Jock had discovered some irregularities in his finances and had been anxious for weeks because he was a man who treasured his peace of mind as much as his privacy. When the figures mounted up, he knew that someone close to him was betraying his confidence, even though at first he felt it might have been a mistake or a technical issue. Jock made the decision to act independently and employed a private investigator to look into the situation. The video was even more damaging because it showed Kendra, who had been living with him and had access to his assets, and moving enormous amounts of money from his account into her own. Jock wasted no time in acquiring the proof he needed to establish the truth. It was a trail that Jock had never seen before. He had trusted Kendra, the lady he thought was by his side, but she was cheating on him. The athlete realized he had to tackle this and couldn't keep it to himself, despite his disabilities. Now that he had the footage, he made the decision to tell Kendra and the world everything. Knowing that Kendra would not take the approaching storm lightly, Jockey readied himself for it as the day of reckoning approached. Fans, families, and everyone else engaged in the matter were glued to their screens as soon as Jockey published the video, because he was unprepared for the mayhem that would occur. The footage was shared online,